All right, excellent. I'll go ahead and get started. How is everybody doing today? I hope everyone is staying safe out there. First of all, my name is Nambi, and I'm excited about this session. And I hope it's plenty of value for everyone who's joining. That's the goal is to bring as much value as we can in a very short time. I'm going to make sure I make the most of the time. I don't want to keep you here for a very long time. And again, this is pure training. There's no marketing. There's no sales at the end. There's no call to buy stuff at the end. So you can relax, get that out of the system. It's pure training and pure value. So welcome, and thank you for joining me. Whether you're watching live or you watch the replay of this, the replay will be available both on the Facebook Live and also I will upload to YouTube as well. Uh, so today we'll be talking about step-by-step guide to creating a 24-hour schedule. And this is really, something important. I found really valuable for my, people I've worked with in the past, my students, but a few housekeeping things to take care of before we get started. All right, well, just get something the right way. It's going to be very practical. It's going to be very hands-on. Um, where it's a practical session. So have something the right way. Take notes. Again, the recording will be available at the end, but still take notes. You might understand certain things differently. So have your own notes that if that helps. The next is just try to avoid distractions. Anything that will be distracting to you, every extra tabs on your computer, just close those out for the next 1 hour. Um, avoid every distraction. Put away your phones. Just focus on this for the next hour or less, and I guarantee it's going to be what you're wow. And stay somewhere quiet. I mean, physically quiet and also mentally quiet as well. I understand it's difficult to ask everyone to find a quiet place. Going by how things are now with social distancing, all of us are staying with family, so you can't hide your kids anywhere. In fact, in case you hear my kids screaming, uh, we had to do a negotiation, so they're somewhere upstairs. So yeah, I know it might not be a realistic expectation during the times we're in to have a completely quiet place, but try find somewhere where you can at least focus for the period that we're here. All right. So my objective for today, by the end of this session, every attendee will have a detailed 24-hour schedule, Monday through Sunday schedule. That's my plan. You're going to have something that you're going to work with. And then I plan to also give you some tools that you can use to track, um, keep yourself on track. Okay, so it's easy to do a schedule. Some people have schedules, but they don't follow it. So I'll give you things you can use to remind yourself, to hold yourself accountable. Again, the goal is to improve our efficiency and hopefully become high performers. That's our goal today. So that's my goal. That's what I plan to do for you is equip you. You're going to have a 24-hour schedule. And I hope you're doing this from the computer, preferably, so you can do everything that we're doing. Um, all right. So why is scheduling important? The easiest way to waste your time is to go about your daily activities without a structure or a plan. This happens all the time when you don't have something you're targeting, if you don't have something you're working on for time. Anything goes. And that's the fastest way to waste time. That's the fastest way to not be able to account for your time. And time is one asset we don't get back. Once it's gone, it's gone. And so we need to respect our time. We need to value our time. And that's why scheduling is so important. You almost have no outcome in how no say in how your day turns out when you don't have a plan for it, when you don't have a schedule. So having a schedule is super, super important. It's one of those things you need to have if you're going to be a high performer, if you're going to be a highly efficient person. Um, what are some benefits of having a schedule? One, you establish a routine. So you know what you're doing, you have a structure to your life, to your day. You're kind of regimented and it's good. It's not a bad thing. I know People want to be spontaneous. We want to, wing some things, and this doesn't take that away. It gives you more structure to be spontaneous, in a way. So you establish a routine is very important. Every high performer has a routine, has a process. Um, that's one benefit of scheduling is you establish a routine, you reduce stress. One reason why people are so stressed out a lot of times is they have multiple priorities. They are working on 1,000 things at the same time, and there's no order in which they're approaching these things. They don't have a, they don't have a set structure of what to do per time. What am I working on now? And then what's next? And then what follows? And then what follows? All right. So when you don't have a structure, you're stressed out because there's how do I get all those things done? All right. So you reduce stress on yourself because now you know I'll get to that. There's a time allocated to that. I'll get to it. Right now, this is what I'm working on. You can focus on one thing at a time. And then the next is you maximize your time. Just like, because now you have things planned out per time, it's easy for you to make the most of every minute, every second. You don't have to, exactly, you're making the most of your time because now I know it's time for this. This is what I'm working on. I give all my energy to that one thing. So I'm getting the best out of that time. You can set better goals. Your goals are more realistic, they're more attainable. They make more sense now because I know what I can take on, I know what I can handle, I know what my schedule is like, I know my availability, so I know I'm not going to take on this kind of thing, right? That's another beautiful thing about having a schedule is you set more realistic goals. Okay, you have something you want to accomplish. Hey, based on my schedule, this is going to take 3 years or this is going to take 6 months, right? Better goal setting, more realistic goal setting. Again, reducing stress. You're more efficient. You get more done. And just leads to a perfect segue to the next point. You get more done because you have a schedule, because you have a plan, you have more realistic goals, you are accomplishing more now. Because when you're working on something, you're giving your best to that thing. All right. You get more done, you're more balanced in your activities. So you get more done. Next benefit, you manage distractions better. Some people can't say no to stuff because they don't even know. And then they realize, I'm here and I'm here and I'm pulled everywhere. Distractions abound when you don't have a schedule. All right, anybody can say, hey, come on down, I have something going on. And you're like, yes, I'm available. And then you realize, oh, dang, I have something else. You manage distractions better when you have a schedule. The next, you can track your progress better. You can know where you are with things because you know how much time you are allocating to stuff. You know when you're working on stuff. You can track your progress. Again, you're living, it's more efficient. You have more, you operate at the higher efficiency. People always ask, how do you get so much done? That's how. Right? That's one question I get all the time. Like you have all those things on your plate. You're doing so many things. You're involved here, you're involved here, you're doing this and you're doing that. It's like the way you're able to do many things and have managed multiple priorities is by being organized with your time. And you do that by having a schedule. So when it's time for one thing, you're working on that thing. When it's time for this other one, that's what you're focused on. All right. So you can track your progress better. You know where you are with things. And you know how much time you've allocated to what, you know how much time I've worked on something. It's easier to track. In fact, imagine this at your workplace. You're a more efficient staff. You're a more efficient employee. Imagine implementing a proper schedule for how you run your business. You can track where your time investment is going, right? So this is a requirement for everybody, whether you're in business, whether you're in career, you need to have proper scheduling. The next one is you reduce time conflicts. All right. Again, because I know where my times, I know what I'm doing per time, there's less chances that I have things clashing. If you invite me for a party when I have something else on my schedule, I'll let you know, hey, I won't be there at that time. I'll make it up to you some other time. Because I have a schedule, because I have a plan, because I have structure. All right. So that's, I reduce conflicts, time conflicts, and then there's less emergencies. Again, because I have things in place, my time is allocated properly. I don't run into emergencies, right? Not that they won't happen, not that, but I can better manage emergencies so they don't seem as emergency-ish, if there's a word like that. You handle emergencies better when you have a proper schedule, right? Because now your time is laid out. You know when you can get to stuff. All right. So those are some benefits. There's a lot more, but I wanted to highlight some of those. The benefits, 9 benefits of having a schedule. Now, what are the steps? We're going straight right into the practical. We're going straight into doing, like I said, this is a very practical session, and I'm not going to waste your time. We'll be out of here as soon as we can. So four steps to creating your schedule. And again, make sure you're taking notes, make sure you're writing this down, how you understand it. The first step is categorize. So you need to be able to put these things in in categories, the things, events in that I'll go to each point. I'll go into details with each point. Categorize. The next one is itemize. The next is prioritize, and then the last one is mobilize. So I'll explain each step. Categorize, itemize, prioritize, and mobilize. I wish I had a cool acronym. I was trying to get a cool acronym, but it wasn't coming out. CIPM. Sounds like a certification exam. So categorize, itemize, prioritize, and mobilize. Those are the steps involved in creating a personal schedule. Let's delve into each step one after the other. The first step is categorize. You need to group the events of your days into various classes. So everything that happens with, they need to fall into one of these categories. So for instance, I have spiritual, so maybe the things that I do in church and my personal, my spiritual life, my walk with God, I'm a Christian. So things that hover around that, I need to, everything around my relationship with my maker, I'll categorize those events under spiritual. Then I put under category for family, so spending time with my kids, doing, taking my wife out on date nights, doing small things like that. Those are family-oriented tasks, but I'm going to go in more details with when we go to itemization. The next is like health and wellness. These are just examples. So create your own categories. I need you to, take a moment and think about the events that you have in the day, the whole week, and start writing down what categories. You can use mine. And again, we're going to go a lot more in depth with this. Start thinking of the categories now that you want to use for your schedule. All right. So first of all, you categorize the events in your day. The next one is you itemize. All right. Or itemize is the next one. So now under each category, you make a list of tasks. All right. So like for example, I put there for health and fitness, some tasks under my health and fitness goals to be workouts every day, maybe work out for an hour, 30 minutes, whatever it is you can afford. Again, but now these are things that I'm trying to allocate these things to specific time. I'm trying to allocate time to these different things, all right? So you itemize, what are the different tasks? So you've made a list of the categories. Let's pause at this point, all right? If you're watching this video, just, let's do this exercise together. Okay, well, I'm still going to go back to, but I need you to think, I need to just start thinking on these things. We're still going to go to the practical session and we're going to do this on paper, and I'll do mine in front of you. All right, so itemize. Now start making a list of this. If you can remember anything, start writing them down. All right, so you have family, take your kids to school, prepare lunch for the kids. You hang out with your spouse, call your cousins, whatever it is, start writing those things down. Just start thinking of everything. You want to make sure you accommodate all of those things. All right, so that's an example of itemize. The next is, prioritize. So what are the order of prioritization? Which is more important? You now allocate this task in the order of importance. That's what I'm doing with prioritization. I'm saying, hey, okay, I have to spend time with my family. It's important. So I need to allocate more time here. Okay, so priority will determine how much time allocation, if any. Some things might not find any space in your schedule. All right. So prioritize. What's more important? My spiritual life. I have to go to church. I have to pray every day. I have to spend time with my family. I need to spend time with my wife. I need to spend time with my kids. Very important. So prioritization is super important. So which ones must happen and which ones can't be negotiated. All right, which ones can be negotiated, which ones have to happen, which ones are non-negotiable. That's what you're doing when you're prioritizing. All right, again, mentally start thinking of these things. We are going to get into the hands-on practical of this very soon. Next is mobilize. Now you're actually allocating each task to a specific time on your calendar. So you're saying, hey, between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m., I'm at work. All right, between 4 and 4:30, I'm commuting from work. By 4:30, I'm picking up the kids. So now that's mobilization. You're allocating each task a specific amount of time. All right, I'm in bed by 10 to wake up by 4. That allocation, you're mobilizing yourself, you're mobilizing, this is the mobilization phase. All right, I hope we're following. I hope this is making sense. All right, so mobilize is the last step, is the fourth step. Okay, so let's get right into it. All right, so let's do this. I will put I'll put a link. Let me see, how do I do this? I need to if you're on the Facebook, I will put a link to the 24-hour spreadsheet so you can go download it. You can find several templates online. And if you have a notepad document, pull that up. We're going to be getting to it now. Give me a minute. All right, so that's the templates that I have. I put that link on the Facebook. So you can go there and make sure you pull that link up. All right. And let's open up, I'll open up a notepad document just so I can work with that. So let's go ahead. So remember, the first step is categorize. All right, so let me give you a list of my own categories that I have. All right, so again, priority, spiritual. Okay, next one is my family. Next priority is health, health and wellness, I guess. Can call it that. Again, you can make up your own categories, right? Make sure you don't have to follow mine. Just follow yours. Um, follow whatever your categories are. The next one I have is career and business. If you have, maybe I'll separate career and business for myself because I try not to have those two clash. All right. Another category could be personal development. And again, feel free to. I've done this exercise. I live by this, so it's Then we have a miscellaneous. I won't spell the whole thing so I don't butcher the spelling. You get what that is? Miscellaneous. All right, so on that, so categorize, we've done the categorization. Spiritual, family, health and wellness, career, business, personal development, miscellaneous. If you want to add entertainment to yours, if you want to add, whatever yours, you know what goes on in your life. So create your own category. Um, and then under each one, I'll start allocating tasks. So under my spiritual, I have my daily devotion with my family. So I want this to happen every day, whether it's in the morning or in the night. Again, my schedule will determine. Uh, all right. I have my personal Bible study time. Again, my schedule, and if you're not a Bible person, that's fine. Um, but again, that's just I'm working on my own schedule. Um, I have services every Sunday, so I'll do Sunday service. And Sunday services involve a lot more. I have Wednesday, what do we call this church service? I have service Sundays, Wednesdays. Um, and then we have other meetings as well. I have a Saturday. So these are events, fellowship. Again, all those are like around the spiritual side. Um, and because I'm a leader in church, I have to do some prep work for Sunday. I minister to the kids and teenagers, and so I have to prepare for them a day ahead. And also the fellowship, the self fellowships we have, I also be privileged to lead that. So I have to allocate time to prepare um, for that as well. So prepare for prep time for fellowship and service. All right, so you see what I've done. I've taken spiritual and I've put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tasks under my spiritual um, time. I hope you're doing this with me. And again, take time to think. These are things you already do on a daily basis. We're just trying to create a schedule for it. We're just trying to build up a allocate times properly, you know. And before I continue, this is one thing again, it's an exercise I do with my students. Um, and a lot of times I have when I work with students and they tell me how busy they are. My job Namdi, I won't have time to practice. I won't have time to put in the extra hours you're asking for. And I said, okay, let's walk through this process. And then they're always amazed at how much extra time they have. You know, take 30 minutes or an hour to do this exercise, and you're going to recover so much time, and you're going to have so much more order to your life. Um, my son, the family, again, have my childcare. You know, I have to get my kids ready in the morning. You know, prep them for school, daycare, uh, and childcare. Peak mornings, right? And you know, if you're in quarantine like everybody else, you're doing digital learning, so you need to allocate time for that. Um, you still need to have your maybe you can mix digital learning with playtime. And if you have big kids, you know again it's different for everybody. Everybody's in different phases. So if your kids are older or you're out of the house, you know those digital learning and childcare. So everything I have so far does not apply to you if you don't have little kids. If you have teenagers or they're out of the house, then this is not for you. This is for my fellow even with 2-year-olds and 4-year-olds who are still tearing things apart in the house. Um, have to spend time with the wife, happy life, right? And have my date nights. So you can see I have it separate. So date night is not same as spending time. Like there's every day I have to make out time that it's at time, and then once in a week or something we try to go somewhere, depending on. All right. So again, you plan all of these things because they are important. All right. Let's do health and wellness. I have my personal care, so I'll do. I'm looking at some points that I have here. Uh, daily workout. All right. Do your meal prep. You have to cook. But if not, you just eat what you see, and then yeah, that's how you back the quarantine weight. It's by eating everything you see. If you have the meal prep and you schedule your food out, you eat the right thing. So again, so all of these things you see high performance, it's based on planning, it's based on scheduling. It's super important to keep this in mind. And then, sleep is it's part of my health and wellness. You have to take care of yourself, get enough rest. There's only so long you can go without sleep. As much as you want to accomplish, like my board at the back. What does it say here? Yeah, singing, party, work while they sleep. You still need to sleep. Just don't just make sleeping good. Um, for my work is work, right? So working work hours, 8 hours a day to make 4 hours a week if you're a full-time employee. Again, your work schedule, and I'll add my commute as well. That adds to my time. If you live in Atlanta, I live in Atlanta. Um, it's your commute is a major part, depending on how you go. Um, Sometimes you're driving an hour and a half just one way to work. So that's 3 hours. So you better allocate time for that. That's a major part of the day. If you run a business, like I have my business, Instar Technologies, still running that while I work full time, you need to plan some time. So you have your administrative hours, um, to work on, check emails, respond to student requests, documentation, all of that. You need to have time for administrative hours. You need to have time to do the business. The business of my business is training. So working on the business, So I run several programs under my course, under Insta Technology. So that's my class sessions. Um, and I have, apart from my admin hours, you have like these various, strategy sessions, different sorts of strategy sessions. I have those are for planning for the business. That's not admin hours, is me working on the business and doing administrative work. The strategy sessions are thinking time. It's me meeting with, advisors and coaches and thinking on, planning roadmaps ahead. So you need to have time for that. If you're a business person, I believe you should have dedicated time for that. And personal development, you know, you should invest in yourself growth. So for me, I like to, I'm always learning something new. So I'm always, I always have an online course that I'm training with, whether it's on marketing or coaching or, different things, bookkeeping. I just have to say, small business owner, you have to wear multiple hats. And I depend on a lot of online course platforms to, build myself constantly. Um, so that's, your online courses, you're taking classes, you're practicing, you know, so maybe you can lump the two together. Um, so those are some things to, and then maybe just under miscellaneous, I can just put some personal time, just for yourself, where you just do nothing, just relax, just think, read a book. I'll put that under try to read a book every so often. I have personal time for friends and family. You know, stay in touch. Things like paying bills. I just have that on your calendar somewhere so you know. Always go look and make sure you're not behind. Um, be responsible. All right, so I have a bunch of. So you see what we've done. We've created all these tasks under the different categories. All right, so take some 5 minutes, and you can hear my daughter is screaming somewhere. It's part of the it's part of the season. It's okay. Um, yeah, so just take some time and go through each one of these. Let me make this full screen so you can see exactly what I have. So I have my spiritual and I have all of these things in the spiritual category. I have family. These are the various tasks that I have under family. Take care of the children, prep them in the mornings. Digital learning. Because of the that's what we're doing now with the lockdown in place and schools closed. You still have to have time. But digital learning is like school. Playtime is you playing with them and being their daddy. Um, of course, you have to be married. This is important. Um, again, it's if you see, family time revolves around spouse and kids. If you're not married with no kids, this would be something different. This would be maybe you hanging out with your parents or whatever. But you get it. You get what I mean. So and again, your category might not be family. Just so build your own categories. Make sure you're work out daily workouts, sleep, rest. Those are so these are all the different tasks that I have under each category. Under my career, I just go to work and commute. So some of this personal development helps me with my career. But I try to, if it's work related training, I try to, build that into my work. And I recommend if you're a career person, that's a good idea. You can book your training hours when you're doing your timesheets and things like that. So typically, when if I have things that I'm learning, say I'm learning AWS, so I can do more stuff on the job. Um, I'll do that on my work schedule. I'll build that into. I literally will create a ticket for myself for training. Just again so I can separate that work. Because when I leave, the time frame of work, I want to focus on my family and my business and personal development. Uh, I can take courses, personal development, other ones sometimes that are useful for my job. So this thing can overlap. And again, this thing is it's a live document. So we're going to keep adjusting accordingly. I'm just giving you personal strategies that I use. All right. So um, that's one thing. So there's a lot of stuff on my list. All right. So let's go as fast as we can. I want to feel with this is 7:35. I want to be under an hour um, for this. All right. Let me make this full screen. Excellent. So as again, Monday through Sunday, remember our goal is to make sure that everybody at the end of the class or this session has a schedule like this one. All right. So let's start to your priority. Okay, so we've done the categorize and we've done the itemize. Now prioritization, spiritual is priority. I kind of already did that in the order of priority. So I'll try to fit in them according to priority. So spiritual obviously is priority, family, my health, with my career. Um, in career and business can toggle. I'll put my business before my job, but those two very soon it's going to be clearly different, and I hope it'll be just this and not so much this. Um, but for now, I still have both of them. All right, if we're in the same boat, excellent. Well, we're making it work. It's the hustle. um, and then personal development. Again, I don't know why this feels like it's slow, but that's fine. I can't pay for this if I don't have this. So this is funding this. So therefore, career is kind of higher. These guys are funding this guy. I can't read anybody if I didn't have a job that will let me pay for courses and coaching. All right, and then there's obviously, paying bills has to be the least important thing. One is very important. It's the most annoying thing to do, right? Dishing out money as the money comes in. So we want to put that down. But anyway, some people enjoy paying bills. All right, so let's start fitting. Let's start mobilizing now. Let's start applying these things um, based on the order of things. So spiritual. So I start with my spiritual, um, a task under my spiritual category. So let's see. What time do I want to do my devotions? It's in the mornings. Mornings are chaotic because of how the kids wake up and when I wake up and getting them ready and the grumpiness and all of that. They're going to daycare. Um, it's a little different now with the lockdown, But outside of it, when we have to wake up early and leave early, it's everybody's go go go. All right, so I can put the devotions a little later in the day. Um, all right, I can even skip that and like things that are fixed. I can start with the things that have fixed times. Let's fill in the schedule with the fixed times, things that are fixed times, and then I can start pulling from the priorities and filling up the rest. All right, so I know like my job is 9 to 5. Okay, and because of the lockdown, I'm literally doing the 9 to 5 now. Prior to the lockdown, I used to go in early to beat the traffic and then leave. Like I'll get in by 7 a.m. and I'll leave by 3. Um, Now I try to get some extra rest, and since I'm saving time on the commute, so I'll just go the 9 to 5 route. Right. So I'll call this work. If you're good with Excel, you can do the merge and all of that, but try not to complicate it. I'll just drag this all the way to here. Now, the reason why I love this template that I sent you guys is it breaks down the schedule literally in 15-minute blocks. So you have flexibility to you. It can be as minute as you like. All right. So you can really, really go as nitty gritty as you want. Um, all right. Again, quoting. Since this is Monday through Friday, I'll copy and paste. All right. No work on Saturday. All right. So those are the fixed times. Identify the fixed times and fill them out. All right, so that's done. Ideally, let's say we had a commute. This will be my commute And again, I know there's really not one for now, but let me give myself that 1 hour window, and then I'll copy, and I'll copy the network. Again, if you Excel, you can manage all of this and all, but I'm not trying to be fancy today. I just want to. All right, so you're seeing how the day is already filling up, right? I had other fixed activities, church, Sundays, 9 to 11. Uh, this, yep, that's 11. Excellent. All right, but for me, church never really starts by 9. It never really ends by 11 because I'm there earlier and I leave late. So I'm going to add an extra hour on top and after. And I'm adding an extra hour just because it's the lockdown. Before the lockdown, it was a lot more hours. If you know me personally, you understand what I'm talking about. I said 8 a.m. I should be in church. Uh, the commute to church is not that long. It's like 30 minutes from my place. So I give the commute. So you see, I can just by doing, I can tell somebody how long it takes me, how long I spend on the road every day or every week. If I know my commute times and I know how much gas I use, I can budget for gas. Right? So you see how having a schedule helps you in other areas. So hope this is helping somebody. Again, make sure you're doing this. If I'm going at the fast pace, don't worry. I can go back and we'll watch the live recording again on Facebook or YouTube when I upload it there. So I've taken care of church, spiritual. Then the fellowships on Saturday, the 5. All right, so it's 5 to 6. So I'll do 1 hour. Yeah, commute is not, you can do like a 30 minutes commute. That's really not up to that. It's so just so we adequately, right, excellent. Copy. All right, so it's taking shape. What else is a fixed activity? All right, so for my business, I do classes. All right, so typically my classes hold Saturdays and Sundays, then Tuesdays and Thursdays. Um, for the month of April, that's when I'm doing this training. I'm doing just a Saturday and Sunday class. But again, just project out, I want to allocate for the normal things that I'm normally doing, and then things change, they change, and I'll adjust the schedule. All right. So classes hold Tuesdays. Here my kids scream at the back. uh, so classes are for 3 hours, so 7 to 10 p.m. Saturday and Tuesday and Thursday. On Saturdays, classes are from 12 p.m. to 3. And on Sunday, let's go the yellow. Alright, for no reason, I just like to keep the colors consistent. You can, again, if you're some people like the whole color scheme game, um, that's up to you. And 3 to 6 on Sundays. So that's class again. Physically committing the class. That's typically about an hour. I want to make sure I'm leaving at least an hour early. Um, so yes, I burn a lot of gas. um, Once I have to go home, again, it doesn't take this long. But they give me some miscellaneous time in between, like 45 minutes or that. Again, you want to, for class, you want to get there early, make sure that things are in place. Um, right, so that's this one. So again, you see how the schedule feels like really fast. Um, I have commute for class on Saturdays. Yeah, I'm trying to go as fast as I can. So this is commute home. So I have this very short time before I head to fellowship. And this is actually practically the truth. I'm arriving from class and we're dashing out of the house. Um, but again, it's not up to an hour before class to the house, so it helps. All right, Sunday from church. All right, so typically this commute is from church. I try to go straight from church on Sundays to class, so I make this commute from church to class on Sundays, and then I have this like I put sarcasm stuff in there. All right, so I have my so the fixed things are there. Then what else is a fixed activity? You have to sleep. Doctors recommend getting 8 hours of sleep. I don't know where they got that number from. It's not quite at the 8 hours sleep group. All right, so say I go to bed by 12, I go by 6. 6 hours, fair enough, right? Yeah, not too terribly off. Try to get there like 11:30ish, and most of the time I end up going to bed like one. Too much information. I'll do a 12 to call this rest. Right, at least I'll be in bed by this time. That's fair enough. And I'll go to the six. Right, so I think this is more like Sunday night into Monday morning. Now it's Sunday, so which day Sunday morning waking up. Sunday, so yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll leave this as it is. um, Saturday I tried to sleep in a little longer. So maybe I'll try to give them what the doctor recommended. Yeah, just to keep it consistent. Like I said, it's to 7. Maybe around 7, my daughters typically come and kick down the door. All right, so I have this Sunday to be about the same thing. 7 and go to church. Right, so it's like something I need to be up a little earlier if I want to make it. What happens on day like I can sleep in, I can sleep a little early on Saturday against Sunday. I can afford that. All right. So again, it's so you see how it's taking shape, and I'll get to the rest of the things, but I want to make sure we uh, shut down by 8 p.m. And if you have questions, um, please feel free to drop them on the Facebook Live. I'll check them out, uh, and I'll try to answer them. All right. So if you have any questions, I'll be glad to take them. And if you have any thoughts or any any things you need clarification with, also please feel free to put them down. Um, whether if you, even if you're not live, but you see this video later, um, feel free to to repeat the question, and I'll try to answer the question. All right. So this is basically, and I'll keep doing this for all the until I fit in everything I have on my schedule. All right. So you see how I've tried to take care of my priorities. Okay. So I can throw in like my any time to um, let's say family time. I need play time with the kids. So basically, this 5 to 6 p.m. every day is for the kids. And days like Monday, Wednesday we get more time. So Wednesday is a church day, so let me add that. Service starts now. It starts in the lockdown. It starts by 6 to 7:30. So I feel like I can spell church here. Yes, I do. I fix that. 7:30. All right, so that's church, and then I'll throw in some commute time here. Um, Again, normally church is by 7, but because of the whole lockdown, it's come up because we want to close early. So that's different. That's changing now. All right. So now I need to next thing I need to do start going into details to start adding those little things. So like meal prep will probably is Sunday evening task. Prep meal prep for the week. So you're eating healthy and eating the right things. If you don't meal prep, you're going to eat whatever you see. Um, Including like my personal development. I try to do something every day, but it's not always the case. I can put in on the Tuesday and the Thursday. It's not realistic to add anything extra. It's a full day. Now I can throw in some personal development on Monday or Wednesday, some on Friday. Right? I can add some time for my business administration, admin stuff. Like Sunday in between church and class, I can do some administrative work here. All right, I'll find some date nights, maybe Friday night or Saturday night for me and my wife. Um, all right, so you see how I'm navigating. Again, it's you control your own process. All right, so that's that with this one. Now I don't know how well. Yeah, we're very short on time, but I hope somebody is figuring this out. Um, if you have, if you have a Gmail account, what I recommend is just to help you um, stay on top of this thing, so you don't just have a schedule you don't follow. If you can set reminders on your phone, if you can actually take these Excel spreadsheets and upload them to Outlook, and Outlook will send you reminders. Um, but let's see. Let me open up the Gmail calendar. So where did the page go? There we go. All right, so you see the Google Calendar is a lot like the Excel spreadsheet we're just looking at. What I recommend you do is come here if you already have a blank calendar like this one, that's good. If not, you can come here and create other calendars, go to and do a new create a new calendar and call this your personal or whatever. Just name it something. Make sure you can leave the description is not necessary. Yeah, okay. No, yeah, press the seat. Here we go. That's the calendar I created. So I come here and make this one down. Yeah. Alright, so that's my calendar now. So now I have a personal calendar here. So now I can come and add all of this. I can move all of the tasks that I have on this spreadsheet and basically transfer them to my Google Calendar. Now this helps you stay on track. With your calendar, you get reminders, so you know what you should be doing per time. Again, high level of efficiency. High performers have schedules. This is, take an hour, a couple of hours to do this, and you're going to reclaim so much of your time. Um, right, so I will transfer this at a different time, but just manually to create new events. So same thing I've done. So Sunday, let's say Sunday, I start from 8 a.m. and I'll adjust the time now to 8 to 12 p.m. Right, and I call this church service. All right, so now that time is blocked. Okay, so anytime it's church time, I'll get reminded like 30 minutes early, depending on my set. Okay, I'll go to this is Monday, yeah, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. All right, you can set a reminder. All right, and then we go to every weekday. You can put additional descriptions if you like. Okay, you can see this. It's a week long. And I think you can add location if you want. Um, Again, I want to make sure it's all the language to record event. Yep, every week. Right, so now you see I've blocked out the whole week for work. All right, so and what will happen is I'll get reminders when this is due. So anything you add on your Google Calendar, it will be there to help you with the reminders. All right, let me move on. So that's a one tool you can use, and I'm going to give you an additional list of other things you can, other tools you can use to keep. So here's the list of other things, so additional resources that you can use to keep yourself. So have the Google Calendar that I just showed you. You can have you have an iPhone, or most other phone companies have the reminder app, have that reminder application. So you can use those to help yourself. Rescue Time and Toggle are good applications. Monday.com, you might require a subscription for all of the remaining four, but they are very effective, very efficient, and they'll help you with all the extra shenanigans involved. Asana is really highly recommended. Airtable is really good. Um, so these are different tools you can use just like your spreadsheet. Um, Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact, me or respond to the comments on the group. And I'd love to see your questions. I'd love to hear them. I'd love to answer them. Um, you know, I'm social. Thank you for hanging out with me. You can send me a DM on any of those platforms, and I will respond to your questions and make sure you get the answers you need. But thank you for hanging out with me this evening, this Friday evening. I want to be respectful of the time. So I'm going to, yep, it's like a couple of minutes past 8 o'clock. Um, so thank you. Please leave me a comment on social media, or if you're watching on Facebook Live, leave me a comment on Facebook. I want to see what your thoughts are, and let me know if you have any other areas, especially career related, that you feel like we can help you out with. Um, Let me know. Please join if you're watching this on YouTube. Please follow us on our various social media, and also join that Enstar Technologies Career Success community. We are trying to build a community of achievers, just people who want to excel in their career. It's focused on career, how to do better on your job, different tips that will help you if you're looking for a job, if you're trying to do an interview. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build value and add value, using that platform. So please sign up and spread the word. Thank you very much, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next training session. God bless you.